And we are back. Da, 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 da. You with us, Stoll?
Yeah, I'm here. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, back again for another
Back
episode
again.
of Beers and Buster Swords. And general FF7 goodness, of course.
Yeah, love that, love that. What are we up to now? Chapter 14, In Search of Hope, Sector 6 Slums. Let's do it. Yeah, welcome back, team, and Stoll, of course. Interesting couple of episodes we had previously, if I do say so myself.
Interesting? I don't think that's the word you were using to describe the previous
No,
one.
no, I wasn't, mate, not at all. I found it to be quite draining and taxing, if you will, to get through those side quests. Yeah, so I'm glad those are over, but I'm happy to continue. Ooh, Brandon, what's up? Welcome back, mate. Are we ready to infiltrate the Shinra base, mate? Born ready. Yeah, I'm getting really kind of excited to see how this game's and it's going to end, basically. I get a feeling like we're close to it. Well, here he is, Weimer. What's going on, mate? How we doing?
Welcome back, Brendan. Good to see you back on board,
Yeah.
mate. As always. Yeah, so, I mean, last stream was quite chill and we're just, going through the motions of the side quests. This one, obviously, we're going to progress the storyline, so things are going to ramp up a little bit.
Yeah, I think
So
first
yeah,
things
yeah,
first. Have a seat.
You're not, yeah, always, mate. Take a load off. No, you're not far. You're right. Things are sort of drawing to an end for this whole stream too, unfortunately. But there's only so many hours of gameplay this game can offer.
I've had many thoughts since last week. Mainly the length. There's no one else I can talk to. Look at these poor geezers. Jeez. The length of the side quest, and yeah, it's nice to sleep on it. The back half with Leslie was pretty decent, but yeah, I could have left out all of it.
How do you feel about Leslie as a character and his little story part there?
I really enjoyed, his contributions to the story. Should I walk this, or is it Chocobo, fast travel time?
Whatever tickles your fancy, mate. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference because it's like loading screen or just running.
Yeah, exactly. Let's run. Let's run it. We've got quite a bit to get through. Yeah, the past side quest, man. The sleep hasn't helped them. Resting on them and then having other thoughts. It's probably the lowest part of the whole game so far, which is a shame because the game has been outstanding so far, and it's probably in contrast. That's why they're so poor.
Yeah,
that's why
I honestly don't mind them too much.
Yeah,
you're obviously seeing them making the best of the environments that they've already created because
exactly.
Yeah, they want to obviously reuse all the assets that they had. Hence why, we went all the way back to the church to see Kyrie. There's an obvious reason as to why she was in the church, because up until that point we only had one thing that we needed to go to the church for. So
I don't mind them reusing the set pieces, but just they could have really upped the actual content of the side quests you're doing. You have more, just three central characters, Kyrie, Leslie, and you would have been good. I go down there, yeah, that's where I go.
You do go down there, but go up top for a sec, have a look around the sides of Don Corneo's palace, because I'm pretty sure you didn't have a little rummage around here yet, have you?
I got that one last stream, I think, or a couple episodes before, yeah.
To your right there.
Yeah, are we looking hidden materia? No? Oh, can't go in there. Fair.
Okay. Opposite side?
Anything around here? I mean, classic gaming. Always look behind the buildings. Ooh, secret chest, nice.
I did not lead him astray.
No. Obtained a bottle of ether.
Wasn't really worth it though, was it?
Mate, I'm very thankful for the bottles that I'm consuming, not only the beers, but during the game. You know me. Sipping on Phoenix Downs, ethers, like they're going out of fashion, mate. I mean, that speaks more to my poor battle, how I enter battles, but, I'm appreciative of them. What's this guy? Who's this guy? You gonna sell me a track?
Helps me to unwind after a long day at work. You look a bit tired yourself. Here, listen.
Wutai
song's that?
obtained.
Yeah.
Fair.
Remember that old track?
Yeah.
Bring back memories.
Well, we'll see.
Can you do something else for me, Ant, just before you
Go on.
enter this area?
Go on.
I'd like to introduce both yourself and Brandon here to a little theory.
Go on.
So if you go into your menu...
3 Moogles. Nice. Yep.
Yeah. There hasn't been much in the way in terms of DLCs for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Mm-hmm.
If you go into Material and Equipment... Or no, upgrade weapons. Upgrade weapons is better.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud. Now, we haven't got all the weapons for Cloud yet, but when you have got all the weapons for every character, there are 6 weapons per character. So that's why you see just beneath Mithril Saber there are like 2 spaces extra.
Yeah.
See that? So those
Yeah.
are for extra weapons you could get. But for everybody who has actually maxed out the game, that last slot never gets filled. It's just empty. And it's the same with every character. There's that extra slot for a weapon, but there aren't any weapons.
Are you
Interesting,
saying there's
right?
going to be... So your theory is that there'll be DLC and you'll obtain a new weapon during that DLC.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Or the developers actually had a DLC in mind and scrapped it.
Mm-hmm.
That could also be a thing. But it's not just that extra space. There's actually space for the orbs as well. So
Okay.
it's just difficult to describe to you where it is. So I didn't say like, oh, there, you know.
Letter from the Guardian. Divine... Ooh, here we go, yeah. Ah, yeah, this rings a bell. This is where we ended previously, right? Going as... Yeah, so I
Yeah.
guess now's a better time than ever,
Ready to do
Stoll.
this? Once we start up that wall, we won't be coming back here anytime soon.
We, Aerith is an ancient. And Shinra have taken her, and we're essentially going on a rescue mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Well,
Okay.
Aerith has been captured by Shinra, and your party doesn't want that. They obviously think that Shinra is the bad guy, which quite clearly they are, but yeah.
Okay. Let's
They want
climb
to get her
over the
back.
wall.
They want to get their friend back.
Yeah, she's one of us now. One of us. One of us. Ooh,
Indeed.
cutscene. Love a cutscene. Who's spraying an avalanche on the wall, you know?
So Brandon says,
Zag.
hell yeah.
So,
To
this is over.
to
You
your
gonna go on
DLC
getting
theory.
work?
Oh, right.
That's the plan.
Reckon it suits you.
Yeah, it does.
Used to think you were a little shit with a big attitude and a bigger inferiority complex. Quite possibly the worst person I have ever met. But that was before
Bit
I
harsh.
figured you out. All this, it ain't you.
Deep down, you're a pretty nice guy. Didn't see it when we were kids, but
Don't know about any of that. But kindness is no use on the
I don't know. I
battlefield.
don't mind this
If
kind of
anything,
pushback against
It's a
Cloud.
liability.
Hey, no one's asking you to treat Shinra with kid gloves.
Like,
Once
what
again.
are your motivations for
Eric's up
really
there
joining
waiting
us,
for
you know?
us.
Yeah. Once again, the attention
We
to
better
detail
get
with the
a
different
move on,
weapons and
huh?
cutscenes is really what puts it
Ready?
over.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So see these little
Get their Batman. on.
Batman,
Oh shit! Yeah.
Batman,
Grappling
I don't know,
hooks.
what would you call that? Yeah, grappling hooks, that's it. They're going to be your bread and butter for the next section of the game. You're just basically grappling around the
Gotcha.
place.
Tyrandax Pathfinder. Yeah, shout out Tyrandax. Shout out Apex and Pathfinder. Absolutely.
Welcome aboard, Tyrandax.
2 goals.
Brandon, I remember playing this part in the OG and looking for the
Kick some
batteries for
Shinra ass and
hours.
save the planet.
Yeah.
Goal 2. Save the girl.
Okay.
No batteries in this
Kick more
one.
Shinra ass and get out.
Copy.
They love the profile shot of Tifa, and I can totally understand why.
Oh, no complaints there, mate. So in the OG, you had to speak to the weapon shop owner. There's a guy working on a tank, and you had to ask him and pay a lot of money for some batteries to be able to progress.
Oh, I do
past this
remember
part.
that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really annoying. Damn, this is the aftermath. Like, we haven't spent much time here after the plate got dropped. We just kind of ran through
Any time at all.
during, yeah. Oh,
Where did
it's nice that the
Daddy
pooch
go?
survived.
Don't worry, sweetie. Everything will be okay.
He looks happy too.
Where did... Oh, that's dark, bro. Mummy, where did Daddy go? Mum's just sobbing. It'll be okay, kid. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, kid. It will not be okay. It will not be okay. Coming from a single-parent household myself. Nothing wrong with that. But...
When is Shinra coming to rescue us?
Ooh! I've always thought about this when you see it in, like, movies, games, comics, whatever. Like, they just walk freely through rubble, and surely it's got to be the most dangerous place alive at the moment. Nothing's stable, everything could continually fall.
I'm not quite sure why these guys are just hanging around.
Yeah.
Like, you
But this guy
kind of want to
said,
get out of there, eh?
damn it, not again. Like, what, they dropped a plate before me? Fuck.
Kinda. You know, Sector 6 fell down.
Take a moment and absorb the music, mate. Yeah, it's very somber.
Yep.
It's,
Who knows how long we'll be safe here?
I don't think
I'm
you're
at least
safe here, mate.
I'm glad at least one of us can hear the music, Brandon.
Yeah. Okay. So you gonna... No? Yep.
Security.
You guys might want to turn around.
A friend of ours needs help.
You clearly don't know who you're talking to.
Dangerous. For you, maybe.
Good. Wait. Can I interact? Nice, Tifa. Can I
Do
interact?
what you gotta.
Oh.
You do you, mate. That's what he's telling you.
Yeah, Cloud.
Try to be careful.
Do what you gotta, mate. Okay. I like that little interaction at the bottom of the wall before they... ooh, hang on. Is that a little inventory machine?
Yeah, there's probably a song in there for you.
That's exactly what... It's nothing playing. No.
No song.
Let's have a look. Yeah, I need to go into battle. If I'm about to go into battle. What have I got? 4 grand. Cool. Do I need some potions? Why not? Let's just grab a couple. Who knows? I always tend to use them afterwards.
Can't hurt.
Yeah, I always tend to use them afterwards. Can I sell? Cure silence. Save 1,000. Okay, cool. Good. Oh, there's material in here. Good looking. Oh, save one. Oh, 10 grand. Shit, I only have a
Yeah, you
grand.
need 10 grand.
Okay, so let's... Well, here we are. Let's see what I can
There's
sell.
a few crates that are going to give you some cash on the way up. Ooh, what does he need that for, Brandon? Can you give me a hint? Like, just one word.
Spoilers. Am I ever going to use... You know what's that for, style? Do I need subversion? I haven't used it yet. Sell.
Don't sell it.
Why?
Don't sell it.
Okay. Any of these bangles?
Pokemon, you got to catch them all, mate.
Mayor's assistant
Yes. And the thing that comes with that as well. Yeah, that's decent.
clues. Okay, let me just sell some Maiden's Kisses. I know it's not much, but I tend to have a lot of these things.
You're not coming up against any more, things
no-
to toad you, so...
No chance of toading?
no more Ninja Turtles. No Ninja Turtles.
It's got to be the best battle mechanic in the game, toading someone. It's like, oh yeah? You got a big sword? Yeah, I'll turn you into a toad, mate. It's the ultimate fuck off. Mr. Cuddlesworth?
Yeah. It's some sort of an explosive. It's like a bomb blows.
Have you ever, I mean, I know we covered this on previous streams, have you ever used a grenade?
I've never used one.
I saw someone beating Reno while being toaded. Amazing. Shout out to whoever
yeah.
that was.
I don't know if you realise this, Ant, but as we were going through your accessories before, you have a ring. It's called like the Enchanted Ring or something like that, and it means you go into battle as a toad. So you can go up against any enemy and be a toad.
Nice. And that's like
So
a
that guy
challenge
obviously had
people
something to
do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, let's take a seat on the bench. Whenever there's a bench, you always take a seat.
So your first enemy is going to be
Enfeeblement
weak
ring.
against
Enfeeblement
Ring, that's the one. Yeah. Your first enemy is going to be weak against wind and ice, so
Cool.
got those materia equipped.
Yeah. Yeah, and for any viewers watching, what myself and Stoll do, we jump in, and we take about 5 to 10 minutes, literally before we go live, and we just go through my settings. So you will notice there's a couple of things different, maybe some different materia equipped, or... Oh, hello. Just to, I guess speed up gameplay. And provide a more immersive kind of playthrough. Okay, I need to remember how to play this game again. There we go.
Exactly. Don't forget your magic, these guys.
That'll be the call out for this whole playthrough. Just Stoll's voice. Magic.
Heal up.
Yeah. We're good. We're good on the heal. We're good on the heal. Very thoughtful. Yeah. I mean... we didn't plan that, to be fair, Brandon. I guess my multiple deaths were... that was the result of dying so many times to such small, meaningless enemies.
But I think that's also a good thing. This game has a good way of challenging you and just putting you back in your place when you're getting a bit cocky.
Oh yeah, it checks you. Your ego is checked very many times. I haven't experienced the end yet, and I know we're getting kind of close, but, I mean, yourself, Stoll, and as well, Brandon, you've been here from quite basically the start. And I guess it's probably nice for you to hear this, that I'm very sold. I went into this not adverse to the game. I knew it was a good game. I had small concerns about maybe my childhood memories might not live up, or maybe I remembered it a bit more fantastical. So far, it's delivered, and I think it's very worthy of its position in being in the race for Game of the Year. Ooh. Anyway, I don't mind watching people die. Well, I mind dying, to be fair, and overcoming the challenge. And that's the cool thing. Brandon's just kind of pointed that out, so it's like exactly what you said. The ego check that you have, it's very fulfilling, overcoming an enemy in this game. It's very fulfilling.
Yeah. Make a decent team.
And it's also showing, basically, its range as a battle system. It's not simple, it's a wide, big thing, because even simple things can take you down. And I'm glad that we've sold you on the game. Well, not that we've sold you, the game itself has sold you. Yeah, and it's lived up to your expectations. It's obviously...
That's hard to say that it's hard to say it's sold me, because I was never not sold on it. But throughout our private conversations, I've been kind of hesitant to play it or buy it. I was always like, I'll wait for it to jump in the sale. I'm not too fast. I don't need to experience it immediately.
And his playing that down. It took me nagging him to buy this game. Like, you don't know how many sales it came up in, and he's like, 40% off? Nah, I can get more. He would just leave it, he wouldn't even buy it.
Hey, if you know the PlayStation Store system, I never hard purchase games. Oh, hello. Ice, you said, these things.
These guys are wind now, so no more ice. Just wind.
I just did ice for them.
Yeah, it's okay. It'll damage them at least.
Can't hurt. Yeah, exactly. I never buy hard copies of games anymore. I'm purely a PlayStation Store guy. And oh my god, just hammering that. And I just knew it'll come around, and I was in no rush. The funny thing is, I will be in a rush to play part 2 after doing this, and I'm really looking forward to doing that playthrough with you, Stoll. We might have to figure out a way to do that.
I'm glad you mentioned part 2, because that's actually something I wanted to talk about today.
Lovely.
Before we get into that though, don't forget to cycle through you guys. Like, Barrett is your man right now, because these things are flying, so make sure you Barrett's maximum ray, I think it's called max ray, where he just unloads his gun. His triangle thing as well, exactly that one. And now use his ATV up.
Hit the wall. Do you know what? I'm gonna poison one just for the lols. Staggered. Get rid of it.
And I think Tifa's really good at aerial. Well, far better at aerial than Cloud for whatever reason.
Yeah, she is. I've noticed that.
My turn.
Yeah, she just jumps up there and goes for it.
Yeah.
That is not a hurdle for her at all. Yeah, she just jumps up and does it.
Pressured, almost.
Yeah, don't forget Barrett's big shot. And
I'm not even going to waste the MP. They need to improve the air combat for part 2. Good point.
This is something that's brought up by a lot of people. I think I half agree with it.
Oh my god, he just went down. I just missed it.
As I said, you know, as we just said, Tifa's obviously better at aerial combat than Cloud, and maybe that's what people are getting stuck in. They're getting stuck in the frame of mind of, oh, just because Cloud can't do it, that means aerial combat's bad. Well, maybe there are some characters that are better at it than others. You know, like you got your Barrett and Tifa. Maybe they're the ones you should be focusing aerial combat on, and Cloud should just be doing magic. You know, sit back and just use magic. That's basically what it's telling you to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it needs fixing or not, but another thing that I think everybody wants fixed is the robbing of MP. You know, like when you just cast something just before, you know, a change of phase in a boss, and then you just get robbed of that MP or that ATB.
It's like, yeah, it's such an annoying feature in what is an amazing battle system. Oh yeah, like some char needs aerial materia in OG.
Yeah, maybe there's like an aerial, like it used to be called long range in the OG. Like that was a really good materia to get, because that would make, or it would allow Cloud to go on the back row, and you could make him attack things that he couldn't attack before. So yeah, I think maybe it's just a materia away from that being the thing. You know, but with the whole robbing thing, that also doesn't bother me too much, and I'll tell you why. Just because it adds a layer of complexity. And it's a challenge, so it's like, okay, I need to time my things right. If I can see I'm getting, you know, to the end of this boss's phase, then don't waste that ATB or don't waste that attack. It makes you be very careful and strategic and precise in the way you use magic or your ATBs.
Okay, let's have a look at the scenery here. Let's see what's going on. Because the last time we were up this high underneath a plate, it looked pretty generic. Oh wow. Yeah.
Cutscene invulnerability, though, yeah, that too. That could probably be.
Yeah, that's the one that I've experienced the most. Oh, there they all are. The guys down there. Yeah, cutscene invulnerability.
So that's where we have to climb?
But if it comes apart while we're up
That's
there,
the road ahead.
We made it through worse,
Nice.
you know.
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
It's a miracle we haven't
The
been killed a
cutscene
dozen
invulnerability
times
is a
over by
big one. Because I feel like that's when it's annoyed me the most, that I've done something or it showed, like, you know, our boy Ifrit's life, you know, starting to do something, or I charge up for a limit and it misses, it kills me. And limits shouldn't miss. That's a big one.
See the ropes in front of you?
Yeah.
So whenever you see ropes like this, you need to stand on the ropes and then sort of aim your point of view
Gotcha.
upwards.
now. By the way, how well you
At least
know
decrease the
each other
damage in my opinion.
will tell us a
Yeah.
whole lot about you.
Yeah, I agree.
Just
That'd be a good
remember, we
compromise,
can't
wouldn't
come
it?
back
If I'm
down.
going to miss a limit,
Are you ready?
or I'm doing it where I shouldn't, then, well, maybe I've, you know,
I think I see
mistimed
a
it.
rope hanging off the top there.
Yeah. Bang, you get the
Go on.
idea. You just face
Oh,
up
wow.
until you see the triangle, and then off you go.
Mate, I'm fucking Batman, motherfuckers.
It's not Batman.
It's not Batman. Shout out to Simpsons reference. Aurora Borealis. God. Stealthy. What's going on? Oh, hello.
Kill team.
Huh. We can take them.
We need to stay on mission.
That was a cool screenshot. Wish I got it.
Does that big boss ring a bell?
No. You've mentioned Shinra Tower so often, and Brandon has also. Don't recall Shinra Tower at all.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is why I'm quite excited for this part of the game. You know, it's going to be like not a remake, but more of a totally brand new game for me.
Turn around.
Hello.
I think there's something you missed.
Nah. I thought so, yeah. It doesn't register, I picked that thing up. Is that what you're talking about?
There's a little thing on the ground, but it sparks up a cutscene. Or am I... I'm one step ahead, sorry.
You're ahead? Okay.
I might be ahead, might be.
Oh, these things?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, I was. Check out these guys, eh? How
What
cool
are
they
these
look.
guys?
Soldiers. These are third-class soldiers. So obviously fire. Should have told you to get on your fire.
Okay, that's cool, because I've been using, Let's go.
Keep it together.
Right. So I obviously want to talk about part 2.
Yeah, please.
So what do we know from part 1? You know, things we've already also covered in the stream. Obviously, Sephiroth and Aerith are from the future. We know this, yeah?
Do we?
Aerith isn't 100%...
That's new to me.
No, it's not, dude. Don't you remember when Sephiroth came and he's like, oh, you failed again?
Oh, yep.
Saving the plate.
Yeah. I was
Remember
thinking more alternate dimension, not future. So same time, so same dimension, different timeline is what we're talking. Oh, okay.
Same dimension, different timeline. Exactly. It's like, think Back to the Future when, you know, Biff changes the future.
Back to the Future, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing now is, like, have fun,
This is
Barrett.
Hunter 2-2. We just had to bring down a few monsters.
Roger. Frickin' avalanche making us put in OT. Probably cowering in the dark somewhere. If you find the shitheads, make them suffer. 2-3 out.
Listen up. We ain't running and we ain't hiding. Y'all don't know the meaning of
It's like-
suffering, but you will.
Really cool to do that, but it's probably tactically the worst thing to do. Oh my god, that's the best. Call's over, bro.
I guess Barrett spat.
Yeah. Very well.
So yeah, carrying on. So yeah, those two are from the future. We know this. So you might ask yourself, how? You know, how did they travel through time? I'll give you a quick explanation. So we know that the dead end up in the live stream. We know that you can communicate through the live stream as well. You know, Sephiroth did it all throughout the OG.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that. He was like in the Northern Crater the whole time. He was never actually physically there, taunting Cloud or doing whatever. He'd use his reunion clones.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So obviously we're seeing the live stream being used in a different way, and it kind of looks like that Aerith and Sephiroth have used the live stream to go back in time, or just to exit that communication out at a different point in time. That's how it seems.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a big deal.
Lol.
They work out how to adjust the when they communicate something out. That's kind of how it looks like.
2-3, this is 1-4, we have contact.
I guess
So then how's this going to obviously... Oh wait.
Tentacle dog.
More tentacle dog. So yeah, what's going to happen after this? That's a good question, I think. What have the developers said? The developers and Square keep saying, expect part 2 to follow the general guidelines of the VOG.
Okay.
Yeah. And when you look at this, if you look at Remake, it does follow OG, like, almost to a T. Like, that's what people keep saying, oh, it's 95% good, because 95% of the game, it's following the exact same path.
Gotcha. So they're essentially saying, like, hey, this isn't going to change anytime soon. Get used to these changes.
It's weird because they're so contradictory about it. On the one point they're saying, don't expect anything to change, but they're also saying, in the second sentence, we're doing this so we can subvert your expectations. Well, they don't say it in those words. What they say is, so that we can surprise you even more. That's what they say.
Okay. Oh no, no one's got XP.
You're keen on the negative livestream idea, it seems, Brandon. Yeah, I agree. They do seem out of place. They're jarring. They definitely are. But like I said, the first time I played this through, every time I had a Sephiroth interaction or a Plot Coast interaction, I I felt really disappointed, and I was just like so angered. I was like, why this word just like WHY question mark just kept like, you know, popping up in my brain, just flashing in my subconsciousness. I'm like building myself up about it mentally, but after you know playthroughs, I actually really like the changes. I'm like, I want to see where they go with this. And I'm sure Brandon, from previous conversations, you sound like you're also really keen to find out what happens as well, like what they've got in store for us.
I'm into it. In all honesty, like I not put off by it at all. I think it's a welcome change, in all honesty, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Disc 2, if you will, what changes they've made there.
Yeah. Like my first playthrough, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe they did this. And then after sequential playthroughs, I'm like, oh, okay. Like now that I understand what's going on. But this is an interesting thing because Square keeps coming out and saying, and I don't want to be derogatory when I say this, but same but different. Do you know what I mean? Which,
Yeah.
Maybe for, and again, I'm not being derogatory, but maybe for them, they don't see the changes as that big of a deal. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, it is basically the same thing, but just, you know, a few tweaks here and there. Spice it up. Like, maybe they don't, maybe it's not such a big deal to them as it is to maybe, like, a die-hard fan, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, man. Like, this is people's childhoods they're messing with. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I've ever experienced, you know, from a fanboy perspective that I've been upset that they've changed.
How'd you feel about, I don't know, Endgame?
Endgame?
Yeah, because that's like an amalgamation of like all the different comics together, right?
Are you talking about the Marvel film?
Yeah.
Oh, bro. That was amazing. So,
Did you think Infinity War was better than Endgame?
you can't rate them either or.
Okay.
Okay, you've tickled me here, Stoll. You've scratched an itch. You can't compare. For example, it's hard to do because the MCU started out like differently. In terms of, they're not like, oh, we're just going to adapt comics. They go, we're going to create, you know, a cinematic universe of your favorite characters, and we'll adapt elements. And we knew from the start that it wasn't going to be faithful to the comics adaptation. I mean, I don't want to get too far deep into it, but yeah, they did. Now, when you're saying about remastering
but that could go
something,
two ways, you know.
Oh, definitely,
go
for
two
sure.
ways.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you're either going to go, we're perceptive of this, or I really hate what they did, you know,
Yeah.
with my beloved characters.
Yeah, for sure, it could. Now, I'm really trying to think of a remaster. I mean, Resident Evil 2 is a really good example of how to, you know, stay faithful. They didn't change the story at all. They just added different camera angles. So this isn't a remaster; it's a remake, as we've been talking about. No, I wanted to go to the vending machine. Get out the way, Barrett.
You wanted to get that song,
Yeah,
didn't
you know exactly what I was trying to do. So it's difficult to say, like, I'm upset. I think maybe, like, okay, weird move, Barrett, you big prick. I think, like, probably a good example would be Ninja Turtles. You know, I grew up on Ninja Turtles. I love them. Wait, should I waste money on these? I need to keep some money. I love the Ninja Turtles. I think the original film is perfect. I think it's amazing, and not just because of, you know, I watched it growing up. If you go back and revisit the original Ninja Turtles that Jim Henson, the guy from the Muppets, did, it holds up, man.
Yeah.
It's so good. But if you look at these new Michael Bay bullshit ones, like, the nostalgia's there for me in a way, but it's nowhere near as good. And so
I think it's the CG. I think the CG just kills it. But anyway.
Wait, I feel like I should go back and go for those crates. I thought this was, like, going to be the treasure way. But yeah, so that's the... Oh, hello. They're knocking off, mate. They're slacking. They're like, we ain't got no supervisor here. We can just hide around the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed playing this game week in, week out is how untuned I am from the battle system. and how
Yeah, you got to keep it up, mate.
Yeah, exactly. And how I forget the quick commands, you know? Because I do. I got to get Barrett on this guy. What are you doing up there? That's the one. This guy. Tear gas. Oh my god.
You want to cast fire on him as well. Just really hammer him with fire.
Gotcha.
And then after this fight, try and equip Bolt to everybody if you can, and to their weapons.
Equip what?
Bolt.
Bolt.
Lightning.
Oh.
Yes.
These guys are tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, story-wise, yeah, same but different. That's what we can expect as fans. Like, they've come out and said this in a very recent interview. I'm only talking like a couple of weeks old. Kitase, I think, said it again.
Yeah.
He's basically said the same thing they've said from the beginning, is expect it to be the same.
Hey, Tifa.
And I really think
Guess
that
I might
we're
have
not
held
going
you
to see
back
plot
some.
ghosts. That's my big guess. Simply because of the ending, and I'll explain it once we get there. But because of the ending, I don't think we're going to see them again.
Gotcha.
So don't worry too much about the plot ghosts. Can you read over Brandon's questions, because he's asked a few cracking ones actually.
Yeah, a couple things while we're in battle, Brennan. I think my disappointment for these parallel universe thing could be mended by a better whisper design. Negative live stream, something you covered before. Never really seem out of place. I want them to carry on our save data. I'm sure that will be the case.
Nah, I don't think that's going to happen at all.
It's not? What?
No.
So you have to... No, see, here's where I would disagree with you, because that doesn't make sense to have those weapon slots then. You know how you said
Well,
there's that
no.
extra slot?
Yeah, but that's just for this. Like, in the next game, there'll be like maybe, I don't know, an extra 4 or 5 slots again.
No, I reckon that's going to be very difficult, that they won't carry on save data. You're right. It's going to be a brand new game for some, and people will jump in at part 2. But 90% I would guarantee of their player base is going to come from this particular part 1. So why wouldn't they merge your save data? Because you've made choices here that theoretically should affect, part 2.
Okay, so, yeah. What you just said, you've done stuff now already. 100% agree. Like, you've leveled up your characters. You've got them to a certain point where you want them to carry over the data, so that, all that hard work you put into this one, all the materia that you found here and the weapons, you've done the hard work and found them, so they should, yeah, exactly. Go back and stand on the rope and then just look up.
Yeah, I'm just having to browse around while you're chatting.
Having a browse around. Yeah, so that's what you want as a player. However, I don't think they're going to carry it over, and it doesn't really make it's not really a strong case for that either. If you really think about it, because I think what they'll do is that you'll start next game and you'll just have a base of items and materia, just like you did in this one. You remember how you started and you had a fire materia, you had an ice materia, or I can't remember which materia you start the game with, but and a certain amount of weapons. I think Cloud and the whole party will be like, say, I don't know, let's just say level 25. Everyone starts at level 25. You've got some materia, maybe not all the materia that we have here, and a certain amount of weapons and stuff. And maybe there'll be weapons and armor that you just don't see anymore, like that were in this one, but they've just become so useless because they're at such a low level. It's just there's not any use in having them. So I think you'll probably see a lot of them just fall by the wayside. And then there'll be new stuff. So you'll progress throughout the game. There'll be all this new stuff for you to get, like new materia, new armlets and stuff like that. That's what I think is going to happen. But there's a second part as well. But go on.
I think there will be a base that if you haven't played the first, you'll come in with. Like, you'll have these weapons you could have unlocked. But to go as far as to say, like, they won't have anything, that's cheap, man.
I just don't think there'll be a carryover.
Yeah.
I think you'll just get like a basic stock of some of the good stuff from this one. But the other option is, what I think they could do as well, is because in this game you actually max out your materia. So you've got a fire, and you've got all 3 magic with that. You've got fire, Fyra, and Faraga.
Yeah.
Right? So they could say, we've already got a fire-based materia and it's been maxed out in part 1. Okay, so then how can we get around this? We still need fire, and we want to be able to upgrade that as well. So they could use say like a flare materia, and then you have flare 1 or flare, flarer, and flaraga. Because in OG you actually had this materia called contain, and it was like a really powerful fire spell. It was called flare. So maybe they could use that and use that for each one. You know, instead of ice, then you get the blizzard materia, and that's like a stronger ice materia. And then instead of lightning, you get the, I don't know, think of a word. Thunder. No, we've already got thunder. Anyway, you get the picture. You see what I'm getting. Yeah.
Brennan also said before.
Yo, Killer Cod, welcome aboard, mate.
He made something that I want your opinion on. He made a comment that I think would be very good. He said, them not merging together with Cloud's body when walking anymore. That was the change he liked the most from the remake.
Yeah, I mean, they've had the capability of doing this since, what, PS2? Of just having the characters walk around without having them to merge into him, which is hilarious. Like, that was the funniest thing about the OG, is just, you know, how everyone just walk into one person and disappear.
It didn't break the game for me in PS1, but I was like, there was a part of me that was like, man, I wish they could just, you know, do that. And now, obviously, we take that...
Turn around and go back to those ropes, because there's a little item you can get over there.
I felt like that would be the story way, and...
You standing on your ropes? There.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it didn't break the game for me, but I remember playing the PS1 game going, man, why can't I just have a little worm, a little trail of people, you know? But obviously, we kind of take that for granted nowadays in gaming and what we have. It's good to see Killer Cod join us. What's up? What's up, Killer Cod? Sure, he's taking a break from Call of Duty. Am I going the right way here? What's going on?
Yeah. This is just a little. This isn't actually the path, but you get that.
That's a weird treasure chest to put it all the way down. Obtained enchanted something on my face cam. Lovely. Oh, and this is like just go straight back up.
Yep, and that's how you get back up.
Gotcha. What's this rope?
Yeah. Did we answer all of Brandon's questions there? Oh, sorry, the second path, I think... Oh, I said that with, like, flare and stuff like that. Yeah. So you basically start with all the material that you have here, but then there's, like, even more powerful, like, fire material or whatever.
I think, and it's smart to go, let's cut it off and let's not take over saves, and let's not carry over saves, because, you know, they want to... If someone wants to jump in on part 2, they want to allow that.
Yeah.
But I think... It's silly too, because I think the longevity you'd have from someone to continually play part 2, part 3, part 4.
So,
what's up?
Get your mid-bolt materia, your thunder, lightning materia.
I think I already equipped
it. But on the weapons, so like
lightning,
the elemental. Yep. Okay. Cool. And everyone's got it. Like,
I only have 3 of the bastards. 2 of the bastards. Sorry. It's not ideal.
As long as Barrett has one, because he's your other main magic fella.
Does Barrett have one? Yeah. Gave him one.
Awesome.
Yeah. I just think it's more of an opportunity missed for someone who wants to play the whole series. You know, I think you're going to get more engagement and more positive reviews about the game. Not saying that's why they do it, but more positive engagement from the player base if you can carry over your saves. And it'll be so interesting to see, how everyone turns out at the end, you know?
Yeah. I think everybody wants this, like all the fans want this, but I'm just thinking from a logistical point of view, I don't think it's going to happen, just because, why? I don't see that as like, because they could just have a certain base to start with, and then off you go. And in the interviews that they've had, I don't think there's been much of a, there hasn't been like much of a, I actually think they've sort of have sort of alluded to the fact that you're probably not going to be carrying over your saves.
Yeah.
And I don't see the point in it anyway, to be honest. Like, it doesn't really make that much sense, because everybody knows where to find everything in this game. So like, once you've played it through once, and then you go back and find all the weapons, all the materia, like everything's been found. So why don't you just start the next game with all of that anyway?
I guess.
Like, because people go to the lengths to find all the material, and the people that don't, then they don't care about the transfer of the save anyway, because they're not out to get all the items and material. So
that's fair.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about the battle system too. They have actually, like in the last week, said something about the battle system. They said they are going to upgrade the battle system, ladies and gentlemen.
Oi. Okay.
Eee. So what does that mean?
Can
Like,
you
they're
upgrade
very
something
vague.
that's perfect?
Well, yeah, right. It is almost perfect. So that almost strikes a bit of fear, doesn't it? You're kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't want them to change too much. Just maybe this one little thing here and there, but please don't go too far with that. You know.
Mm-hmm. Have any other information came out with that?
Yeah. I said the other thing, which is the storyline. You know,
Oh,
I expect
gotcha.
it to be the
Yeah.
same. And the second part that they alluded to in the interview is also the battle system will be upgraded.
I'm sure
So
that's
they-
the glitches we've been speaking about. You know, the loss of MP, non-hitting attacks. It has to be that.
But I also think that if you look throughout, like, you know, YouTube videos and stuff, and you listen to the people in the community, some people have some really good ideas on how to improve the battle
Yeah.
system. Like in terms of, like, you know, getting material loadouts, and, you know, people have even talked about just swapping players in and out, because when we leave Midgar, we're going to have 5 playable characters, but our battles up until now, you can only have 3 in a battle. So, like in Final Fantasy X, you could swap one guy out for another guy if you had the wrong guy in the fight at the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this guy's more adept at, you know, killing this sort of enemy. So I'll swap out Barrett for Red 13. Bang, away you go.
Yeah. Funny you say that.
Mid-battle.
Brendan mentioned just previously before in the comments, what's your wish for part 2? Mine's all 9 characters being playable at once and multiplayer. And huge world map. Yeah.
Yep, those are 2 points that I actually do have on my list here that I do want to talk about with regards to part 2. So let's talk about characters.
Please.
You might have seen at the end of this game, Brandon, there's a certain character that isn't playable.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Wait, can I take a guess?
Yeah, if you want.
Because I've seen his picture come up all the time. It's Red 13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like, I couldn't avoid that. That's everywhere online.
He doesn't...
Oh no.
Okay, he is in your fights, and he does assist you in the fights, which is pretty cool, but he's not controllable. You can't control him.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the concerning thing, is that I'm not sure that all 9 players are going to be able to be playable. And I'm, you know, sort of casting my eyes in the direction of Kate Sith and Vincent, maybe, or Yuffie.
Yuffie. I was about to say Yuffie, yeah.
Because, and this is something I wanted to mention last stream as well when we were talking about Final Fantasy VI, Brandon, is that doing a remake of Final Fantasy VI means you need to have all of the character models with all of their movesets for every single player in Final Fantasy VI. And Final Fantasy VI has the largest cast of any Final Fantasy so far. I think they've got like 12 or 13 characters. It's crazy. Final Fantasy VII has quite a big cast as is, with the 9 of them. But yeah, Final Fantasy VI it's another thing, goes to another level. So I think that's going to be a huge hurdle in terms of getting 6 remade. That's something I forgot to say last stream. That's a big hurdle for them to get over.
Hello.
Yeah. But in terms of this one as well, I think, as we saw with this one, you didn't have much time with Red 13, so of course they didn't make him playable because they gave him a couple of moves and that was it. Like, what's the point in giving him weapons? Because giving him a weapon would mean you have a very short amount of time to upgrade that weapon, get all the SP. It just didn't really make sense from a technical point of view, because you have to invest a lot of time and money into that character. For every single weapon it has, every single skill set he has in the battlefield. So yeah, I think that's why we might see a reduced cast. And
that would make sense.
As you even saw in this one, Kate Sith came running out as a cat. He didn't come running out on top of his mob.
Yeah.
So people even speculated that he would ride Red 13 into battle. So they sort of combine one character into, or two characters into one.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like the cat riding the dog cat.
Gal basically, I mean, Gilgamesh is a meme, Moogle and Bigfoot are just mascots, so we have 4 characters down. Yeah. I, you know, objectively speaking, if I take my Final Fantasy OG fandom off... Oh my god, is this guy not dead yet? You gotta say that... Yeah, threw some at him. You gotta say that the 3-party system works really well, and they're probably going to stick to that in terms of the storyline and the set pieces and everything else they make, right?
I think so too.
So, you know, running through War Market with 5 guys behind you isn't ideal. And
Nah.
You're right, they will sacrifice characters.
They'll sacrifice, or they'll find ways of breaking up the party. Like, oh, you 3 go this direction and check over there.
Fell in
We'll
the
check
background.
over this
That was
way.
cool.
What fell? A ghost or a?
The crane. It's nice
The
little,
crane. Okay.
yeah. So yeah, I think you're right. That's a very good theory to say. Listen, they're not going to give us every character as we experienced when we went outside. Brandon, man, I remember Cat Sith being useless in OG. I'm on board with Cat Sith. Well, yeah, I obviously don't remember it as well, but I do remember him just being cool AF, man. And I also remember Red 13 being my favorite thing ever, but I barely used him in battle.
I always used him in battle. He was one of my favorite.
Yeah. I just.
What did Brandon say about Cait Sith there? Sorry.
Yeah, he's on board with him riding Red 13 if that's going to come to fruition.
It'd be pretty funny to see, to be fair.
But it makes total sense to have, you know, like, change the storyline, cut the parties down, or give extended playable missions or side quests with each characters to accommodate.
Yeah. I also don't have any problem with that either.
I'm really annoyed at this
Something
bit.
else
I'm annoyed that Tifa's gone ghost because she ran ahead of me. Little things.
One other thing that came up in that interview, and was exactly something that Brandon mentioned again: open world.
Ooh, yes, please.
This is something that everybody wants. Everybody wants the open world. Everybody wants that feeling of adventure that we all had in the OG.
I don't think it's going to be open world.
I don't think it is either.
It's too big.
Technically, it's too big, and it's too difficult, and it's too much space.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a sort of a weird mix in between. So,
You're good at this.
I think Chadley's going to be a traitor in this iteration. I think it'd be cool to see Chadley just go rogue, just like be on no one's team. Like, I hate you, Cloud, and I hate you, Shinra, and off he goes.
I pray he's a traitor so I can mess him up. Chadley.
For giving you all those hard battles against Shiva, right?
Yeah, talk all your shit when you're wearing a VR headset, mate. It's different in real life. Have you seen this Buster Sword? You know. Ooh, hello.
So this thing's called the Valkyrie,
That son of a bitch is back.
and he's from the OG, but you don't actually face him in this section of the game.
Looks like there's only one way to go.
We were headed that way anyway.
Yeah. I mean, ooh, no. I thought he stopped shooting.
You got to sort of
Got
you
it.
got to time this. So his bullets will slow down. See that, and
Yeah.
then you run.
Imagine if they incorporate all fans power building in FF7 world in part 3. Ooh, no.
Yeah. I mean
Jesus.
yeah, it's annoying. You got to be careful. The possibilities are endless, but all it comes down to is the bottom line at the end of the day, which is a shame because, you know, us fans want to see and breathe in everything, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a matter of money. They're going to say, you know, can we afford this? Is this lucrative? Is this in the best interest of the stakeholders?
If I was a programmer, I wouldn't mind building this world with minimum wage. Ugh.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm sure there are a lot of people in that boat, because a lot of people love this game. But I think we will see, and the actual interview went like this. The interviewer to Kitase said, I really liked Final Fantasy 13, where for the most part it was linear and there were pathways that you followed, but then occasionally there would be, a large open area that you could explore in certain places. Which
Oh my god,
I
he
actually
can still
think
hit me though.
Yeah, get out.
Oh, you
go
just
down.
gotta run.
You gotta run down.
I thought I had to
Yeah.
hide. Yeah, and dude, that's a really clear indication because I do find part 2 is going to be linear like this as well.
Stop.
You want some of this?
Yeah.
Quickly. Ah, damn. You
Oh,
missed
no.
a chance to heal up.
Incoming death.
Okay. Yeah, just cast Bolt or Thunder or Lightning, whatever it's called. Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to see. I mean, the Kitase wasn't too receptive to the interviewer. He was like, "I'll take that on board," and then like in a sort of like a tone like that, and then the interviewer was like, "Right," and then they continue. He's like, "Okay, different subject." So, yeah, who knows what they've got in mind? But one thing they did say is they redid Midgar with the objective to wow the audience. Give it to them, and then give that little bit on top that wows you. And what he said in the interview was, "We want to do the exact same thing for the next part in the series." So they want to give us that feeling of open worldness and adventure, and then that extra bit of wow on top of that. So and that to me says we're not going to get a 1-to-1. The story's going to change, and it has to. If you look at the events of remake, as in this part, it has to change. So
Yeah.
I'm not averse to it either. I'm really, really keen to see what they have in store for us.
I'm just trying to remember what happens after you leave Midgar. In terms of like, you go outside, you go to the Chocobo farm. I know I'm missing so much, and you see that big
There's
snake,
a little
right?
town in between.
Yeah, okay.
Just in between, there's a town called Calm, and that's where you do the flashback and you learn all about Cloud and Sephiroth's past.
So that'll be part 2 then, right?
This is what everybody's saying.
Yeah.
They're really hoping that part 2 is going to kick off, and you're in the back of the van with Sephiroth, and then you get out, and there's that dragon, and you just see Sephiroth's power. Like, he just decimates, and you are just this weakling that gets punched down with one little tap. But that's what everyone's waiting for. They're waiting for this moment. So this sort of imagery is ingrained into people's memories, and that's kind of what they're looking forward to. And this is a funny thing, like, even with all the events of this game taken into account, I think they can still do it. I think they can still pull that off, like Sephiroth just being this overpowered, crazy thing that you should fear. I still think they can do it.
For sure. Well, I figure I'm going to encounter Sephiroth soon, and I'm really looking forward to that. Good old,
Not bad.
okay, done.
There you go, heal up.
Yeah, let's make sure we get a bit of cure in. Playable Sephiroth, please.
Exactly. So in the OG, you had a moment you couldn't control him, but you were in his party, and you could check up in his materia and see like all his master materia, and it was like, whoa, this guy, look at him.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I remember just being like, dude, this guy's so much more powerful, and we're gonna have to fight him.
So
I
think
really
they,
put the
they
sense
can
of
do the same
dread.
thing with this. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, at that point in the game, this is a guy you're gonna have to go up against later. So, but yeah, I think they can still do it, and they probably will, because that's what a lot of people are expecting. And then I think attacking the whole, Chocobo, Midgar, Zolom situation is gonna be fun. Don't know how they're gonna do that, but
The big
like
snake.
Concentrate.
You know what? In terms of remake, everybody kept on saying, I wonder how they're going to approach Cloud and the cross-dressing thing. Pulled that off amazingly, in my opinion. So, the question that they're not asking for Remake Part 2 is, in my opinion, how are they going to pull off Chocobo Racing?
Yeah. Huge.
Like, that was a race course. I'm interested to see what they do.
These guys are intense. Brandon's just said, I remember putting my coat on and holding a long broom pretending to be Sephiroth. Yeah, mate. I'd be lying if I said I didn't do something similar. I thought he was the coolest freaking thing in gaming. At the time he was.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on, this guy's going down. Nice. I
Just
just
like that,
actually
eh?
spotted a bench over here.
Yeah, heal up.
Yeah, go to
On
this
the bench.
bench. Yeah, I think the Chocobo racing they could do very easy.
If you don't have 3 thunder materia, make sure you've got 3 thunder
Yeah,
materia.
I'll get some. Just always buy the
'Cause
sale.
You've got plenty of cash there.
Yeah.
Plenty of cash.
Lightning. Subversion time.
Yeah, now you
Is there
got
any
3.
purple?
Cool. So make sure you
No.
got a thunder on each person, because this next boss, or the next fight coming up is going to be a bit of a tough one.
Anything I need here? Keep 10 grand? Yeah, I'm keeping 10 grand.
Yeah.
That's see it
Keep
into
10.
my brain, mate.
Yeah. I actually just have to run off quickly. I don't know.
Go on. Yeah. Yeah, it's I think they're going to be now to the Chocobo racing. I think will be probably a highlight because I think they're going to build a lot of part 2 around that as well as the flashback. And it's good that you said that, Brandon, in terms of wanting to play Sephiroth, because I think that will come. Wind will do too. Cool, I'll keep the wind on. Let's take off fire, I guess. No, let's take off pedometer. Just kind of threw that on there, try and get that up. Let's go. Let's take a seat. Yeah, but it's hard to fault this in many ways as a game so far. You know, I'm not rooted into the original OG story that I'm so upset about the changes they've made. And it's been such a fun playthrough so far. Music stepped up, it's getting really frenetic. Pedometer is useless. What do you think, Stowe? We equipped it beforehand. We thought, you know, if it's something that we need to level up, we may as well level it up. Wait, is there nothing up here? I'm going the wrong way. Of course I am. Down here. Damn, it feels kind of big. Like, I didn't realize Sector 7 was so big, or the sectors were so big, you know? Like, makes sense, though. They are pretty big plates when you see the size of Midgar. Yeah, huge. Now, the other thing you said as well, Brandon, was multiplayer. Multiplayer, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be real cool. There's moments where, you know, I don't know how else they do it, like, you know, is it one party controls this particular part? If I'm not going to play hard mode, I don't think it'll make a difference. Okay, yeah, but to be fair, I'm probably not going to play it on hard mode. But I do question how they could pull off a multiplayer. I mean, we've mentioned it previously before. Avengers bombed,
Cloud.
turned into cinematic. Let's go.
Damn it. It's like 2 seconds too late. Oh, wait, no, yeah. Please go into your menu after this. I'm going to swap over your weapons.
Mm-hmm. Good coaching, Brady Games.
I guess we'll build another bar.
Yeah. We will. You'll help too.
Trendex,
Won't you?
download complete. Ooh, tasty. Reduce ATB build for multiplayer, I think? Yeah?
For a price.
Oh, Cloud just said he's going to continue to be with him, right? That's what that was?
Yep.
Yeah,
basically.
because that's what they questioned right at the bottom with the graffiti on the wall. They basically, you know, Barrett in Barrett tone was like, you know, you're not so bad. Come on, you could stay with us. And then Clouds just kind of accepted the invitation, I'd say.
Yeah. Change the weapons over for all 3 characters. In material, yeah. Get Mithril Saber on. So we want to go magic.
Oh, this fucking menu.
Yeah.
I
Material
guarantee, right? 99% of the player base has done exactly what I've done every single time.
Yeah, of course, mate. Out. Material equipment. There you go.
So dumb.
Yeah. Hard edge, Mr. Saber. Thank you.
Oh, I've got one more space. Anything else I should equip? Let's try and get through this. Warding? Is that? No.
Any pink
Oh, I've got
ones?
another elemental. I didn't realize.
Where on earth did you get that from?
I have no idea.
Yeah, definitely get that on one of your characters.
I'll get that on
So-
on good old
On- Tifa, yeah.
on Tifa. I thought I would get it on Barrett. So what should I be equipping with Barrett?
His best magic one
Is
is
light
the
machine
light
gun.
machine gun. Still gonna Big Bertha. Leave it on that.
Yeah.
But go to his accessory. He's got the circlet. Perfect. Mithril Claws. Get that magic in there.
Mithril claws. And then she can smash in a.
Yeah, elemental and lightning. Away you go.
Away
Oh, so
we
glad
go.
we got that second elemental. That's because we completed all the tasks in the end of chapter 14, was it? Yeah.
I might get rid of her revival. And put
Okay, yeah, whatever floats your boat.
deadly dodge.
Yeah, Deadly Dodge is good.
Oh, did I just... No, there was something I just took out. Magic doesn't add your elemental damage. Oh, okay. Auto cure, refocus. No, let's leave it, fuck it. We're good. Supernatural risk cards. Cool. Brendan was saying, remember Barrett and Cloud vying for leadership after leaving Midgar and OG. Need them to pull that off correctly. Yeah, big time.
Would be nice, but I don't even see that as being a thing. Like, Cloud has definitely, cemented himself as being the leader of this party, even within Remake. Like, everyone looks to him, even now, I don't see Barrett I don't see this as being in contention at all. But then again, I don't think anybody saw that as being in contention at the end of OG either. Like, so yeah.
How is... Something I want to ask is, like... Is the speech direct?
What do you mean?
Like,
the speech?
the speech bubbles you see in OG and the conversations you have, are they direct translation? Like, is it exactly the same? Or have they changed it? Have they changed the dialogue? Oh no! Oh, this is very
Zigzag.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, out to the right.
Oh, I get it. I thought it was just locked
You
onto
get
me.
it?
Yep. Such an idiot.
Okay.
Wouldn't be me.
This first part, you can't really attack him. You can only use magic and long-range attacks.
Barrett.
Yeah, Barrett and then magic with the others. So use Barrett until the others build up their ATBs and then cast.
And Thunder.
All the way, baby.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Feel the pain.
I'll charge it up while it's pressured. Nice. Exact translation, but plenty of mistakes. Ooh. Plenty of mistakes.
Interesting tidbit. So, whereas Remake has a complete localization team with voice actors and everything, and probably many translators, the original only had one guy translating the Japanese. And, as I said, it was completed within a year of the game. So, who knows what that guy's schedule was like. But that's why the translation was so dodgy in places. It's just one dude doing it.
But it gives it a more coherent voice then.
Yep. One
Yeah.
dude, Brandon. Just one dude.
Wow.
And I don't know if, either of you have a lot of experience with languages and translating things. It's not easy. It's so difficult to get, like, tone and context and...
Yeah, I can imagine, mate.
Like, I've translated a lot of things, actually. But, it really only makes sense for you to translate into your native language. But you also need a lot of assistance from the actual writers of the document or the piece of text that you're translating, because It's difficult to get context from just words.
Holy
So, like,
crap.
did you mean it like this, or did you mean it like that? Like, think about English, and, like, just the inflection on something could make something mean completely different.
That was annoying. I cast
Like-
Cure on Barrett just as he fell.
Like,
course you didn't.
just take this for example. Are you going to the party tonight? Are you going to the party tonight? It's like,
Yeah.
one's like, I'm excited for you to be at the party tonight, and the other's like, oh no, not this guy, he's going to the party.
Yeah, for sure, I can
Like,
understand.
inflection's everything there. So, just imagine how difficult it is to translate something like that is just words on paper.
Absolutely, absolutely, mate. What's the best summon to use in this guy? Is Ifrit going to do anything?
We don't have an electricity summon, so it doesn't really matter which one you use, because,
It's just going to be damage.
yeah, it's just damage, doesn't really matter. You just want to watch out for those things, those
Yeah.
like napalm things in the ground, they'll mess you up.
I swear I had a Turbo Ether. Did I already use it? Used it. Just use your item just standing in the napalm, mate. I think what is hard is phrasal verb. No country has the exact same context. Chocobo Summon. Oh, is this going to be the time that Chocobo Summon comes out? Who has Chocobo Summon? Tifa, my girl. Let's go.
Hope you're ready.
The meme. Just the meme of a summon comes out. Baka. The
Okay, this is the
Moogle
one
on
we're
it.
doing.
Let's go.
Wind's not too bad, actually. Yeah, that wasn't a bad choice, man. But yeah, get the lightning out.
Like
on
it
this
was
guy.
my choice, mate. I think it was.
I was trying to set you up so that you know you're casting as much magic
Yeah.
on this guy as possible. Because that, see, there you go, bang. That's what hurts him.
Yeah, ooh,
Moving on to the
cuteness
next phase.
overload. I agree, cuteness overload for sure. Oh, hello. Cool. Okay.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I remember first getting I might have said this in another stream. It doesn't matter. I want to say it again. Like when you go to the Chocobo Ranch for the first time in the OG, and then you just like start talking to the bird, and then they all do this dance, and then you get the first sum of the game. Seeing that was the weirdest thing ever. I was like, what was that? And that was just the beginning of it, because then I equipped the materia, and then I saw the summon video. What do you call that? The animation for the summon, and I was like, what is this? It just felt so out of place for the rest of the game.
Barrett? You mind curing us?
That's why we got the ore on him, right? The magnify.
I feel like Barrett would be good to have Magnify with all electricity in this particular one. Damn it.
Oh, it's funny you call him Frog Sephiroth. So Brandon said, yeah, Frog Sephiroth said that. He's referring to Sleep Easy. Again, shout out to Sleep Easy. Great content. One of the best FF7 YouTubers there is. So surprised that you found him, Brandon, because he's really not that well known. But he is becoming well known, or better known in the community, and he should be too, because his content's amazing. Very, very deep and in-depth, thorough work he's done in researching basically every piece of material that exists on Final Fantasy VII lore, be that
Bring it on.
the OG compilation series, the texts as well, like the books. Like there's a book called On the Way to a Smile, Final Fantasy VII, and hey, Soulful Dakota,
Soulful
welcome back
Dakota,
on board.
what's up, Soulful? Nice, get the Chocobo kick in there. Brandon said it best, cuteness overload in that one moment, nice.
Yep. Look at you though. I see you winning this one.
Yeah, I personally feel quite confident.
Yep. Yeah, what's up, Soulful Dakota? We're doing well. Just heading up to the Shinra Tower, basically.
This blue, like, line just comes for you, right? You just gotta dodge it.
Ah, yeah, do your best, mate.
Really want to end on this whole star shower. There we go.
I'd love to be your Mr. Miyagi, but I am also holding back so that you can run yourself.
No,
Honestly,
it's fine.
FF7 wasn't my first FF game. I think I kicked off with FF10, so that wasn't too surprising.
I think a lot of people came in at 10. Yeah.
10's a weird one to come in at. Like, that's at the end of the, you know, the... What do you call that? Like, the good era?
It's peak.
Where you can...
Prime.
Yeah, heyday. Yeah,
Heyday.
Yeah, the prime. Yeah. Like, Final Fantasy heyday was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And coming in at 10 is kind of like, you know, getting in at the back of that, so...
We win again. Not that there was
Nice.
ever any doubt.
There you go, bang, sorted him. Wasn't any doubt, Barrett, of course.
Do you know what a Valkyrie is, Stop?
Enlighten me.
It's the generals, the battle generals of Zeus, of Ares, and yeah, of Olympus. They feature heavy. Ooh, this is quite a good cutscene. Yeah, they feature heavy in particularly Marvel, right? With obviously with Thor being a a god and his dad. Yeah.
Did you remember me talking about, like, just going over the top with near misses and falls? This is taking it to another level. But I like this, the Cloud has to support her. It's just
Yeah, because he's a big beefy guy.
It's still, that whole thing is just like, come on guys.
Yeah.
And on the way to fighting as well.
I think I took Greek and Norse mythology there. Yeah, I probably definitely did. Absolutely.
And
Norse mythology. My bad.
there's such things to, yeah. So that's the developers acknowledging that was over the top. That's the best thing about this game, is it's so self-aware.
Yeah.
Hope everybody's warmed up.
Okay, I want to renege on what we said before. What is the one wish? I don't think I actually answered it. What's the one wish I want for part 2? Is quick time actions during cutscenes like that.
Yeah, okay.
I've said it a lot. Make me, like, die there or game over or have to restart if you don't nail down a certain button combo.
Like, it asks you to press triangle, but it doesn't ask you to repetitively press triangle. It's just like, press it and then you've done the action.
Like, focuses in triangle, circle, X, and you feel like you feel like you saved Barrett.
For that.
Ooh, what a screenshot.
Touche. What was that in regards to?
Oh, I think my suggestion, maybe.
Ah, okay. You taking it back? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Alright,
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the Shinra Tower.
I think the implementation of QuickTime in those certain moments would be amazing
Gotta say,
throughout the whole
I
of this
can't
game.
help but wonder if this is a lost cause.
Yeah. Got no beef with that.
Well, some lost causes are worth fighting for.
Let's just think this through.
He's on a suicide mission now, Barrett. After the plate drop.
So,
One question for you, Anthony. Stairs or the frontal attack?
Why'd we bring you along?
What are you
again?
talking about, stealth or full-on action?
Rear entrance.
Rear entrance. Okay, Cloud, we're doing what you want.
Oh, so that could have changed depending on how I played, or...
Nah.
Oh, okay.
It's always what Cloud's saying, but
Shinra
still,
building.
you have
Okay.
you have a choice later on when you're in the actual building, and it's a throwback to the OG, which is
So
Go
Shinra
the
Tower is the
front way
big
or
tower
take
in
the
the middle.
stairs? Yeah.
That may seem like a dumb question. Of course it's a dumb question, but yeah. Okay.